Welcome to the Independent Tinker. It's springtime. Let's make sure your equipment is ready for the season. We're going to change the engine oil in this lawnmower, and we're going to use AMSOIL's synthetic small engine oil. We're going to use this small engine oil because it's formulated for the demands of an air-cooled engine, as opposed to using an automotive oil, or even some brands say small engine oil, but they've just reformulated a automotive oil and put small engine oil on there. These engines run hotter. They typically run at a higher load, and they survive in very, very extreme conditions compared to your car. When you go mow your lawn, you're throwing a lot of grass clippings, dust, dirt, and it's very difficult for your oil, as well as your air filter. That's one thing you need to check at the beginning of the season and during the season, is your air filter, because it may not run. This one has seen 1 or 2 seasons. Might be time to change that. So we want to make sure our equipment is running in tip-top shape so that we can depend on it. We're going to protect it with AMSOIL. We also have, this is something that I use with every tank. Every time that I fill up my gas cans, I use AMSOIL's Quick Shot. This helps fight ethanol problems, as well as disperse the water that is in the gas, or just gets into your tank because there's water in the air, humidity. So water will find its way into your tank. It'll fight the ethanol problems that, like, the ethanol loves to join up with the or combine with the water, and that's called phase separation, and that can cause lean running conditions in this engine when it starts pulling that phase separated gasoline or ethanol into the carburetor, goes in the engine, causes very hot running conditions inside the combustion chamber. So we'll use this to help fight ethanol, water, and clean up our carburetor and valves and piston. Sometimes in the spring, it might be the time you dread because the engine doesn't want to start. You have your carburetor has plugged up, clogged up. This Quick Shot will provide 3 months of protection. And right before you're going to put the machine away for the season, you know, wintertime or summertime if you have a snow blower, go ahead and put this in your gas and run that through the engine. This is gasoline stabilizer. This will protect the gas for up to 12 months. So when you come back to it, springtime or wintertime for your winter equipment, you'll be confident that the gas is ready to go and it has not clogged up your carburetor. So for changing oil on our lawnmower, I used to just turn the thing on its side and pour the oil out of the fill tube. But I was looking underneath, and it appears they put a drain plug in there. It's a 3/8 square drive plug. So I'm going to use this extension. This is a wobble extension. I don't know if you can see that, but it narrows at the top and bottom, and that doesn't give us a very good fit in that square drive plug. So we'll go ahead and loosen that plug up and get the oil out. And there's no filter. These are splash lubricated engines. So as the engine runs, it splashes the oil around to the parts that needs it. There's no pump, therefore there's no filter, because you have to have a pump to pump the oil through the filter to the engine. So let's go ahead and take that plug out. Now before I take the plug out, I'm going to remove the spark plug cable. Therefore, I can be reasonably assured it's not going to start up while I have my hand under the deck, or even when there's no oil in there. We don't want to run the engine without oil. So now we'll take the plug out. I can't get it to come loose. We might just pour it. Well, I didn't get the plug out. It's in there. I have no idea how many seasons that this engine has run with that plug being in there and never been taken out. Assuming that is the drain plug, I don't really know. This was given to me, and I have no idea how old it is and how many seasons it's run. So this is how I normally change the oil. I take the dipstick out, and then I will tip it over, keeping the fuel on the top side because it would like to leak out. And there we go. Here comes the oil. This is exactly what we want. It doesn't always go as planned, but getting this oil out is more important than getting the drain plug out. I was afraid if I tried too hard, I'd mess up the plug, round out the edges, or possibly ruin the engine block. So we're just going to do it this way. As you can see, most all the oil has come out through the fill port. And a little bit of gasoline came out as well. That went in to our drain catch can, or our drain can. Wipe that off a little bit. Make sure that we don't have any contaminants that are going to go down into the engine. And it says right here 20 ounces. So perhaps I should measure 20 ounces first. Be right back. Alright, so I got my trusted measuring device. We're adapting on the fly here. Unfortunately for me, this only goes to 8 ounces, so I'll have to fill it a few times, try to get to the 20 ounce. If I don't get it perfect, I can always tip it on its side and pour a little out. There's 8 ounces. Another 8 ounces. 8 plus 8 is what? 16. And we'll add 4. And we'll hope I haven't forgotten my basic arithmetic. All right. Now let's see if 20 ounces is correct. There we are. Wipe that off, check it again. Could be picking up a little bit of oil in the dipstick tube since we just filled it. There we go. Start it up. Put that spark plug cable back on, or plug wire, sorry. Excellent. Check that oil level one more time. Right where we need to be. All right, let's go change the engine oil on our log splitter. Here's our log splitter. A Yard Machines by MTD, 27 ton. It's fairly slow, but it gets the job done. Our engine drain is right here, and the first time I changed it, I thought, what a stupid design. They make it so hard to access. Well, I forgot. We can raise this and put it in the vertical position. So, if I can use my muscles, there we go. Now we have access. Unfortunately, for the oil change, they have put this guard here to protect you from shearing off your pump, this little bar. So that restricts us getting our drain pan underneath it. So I'm going to use this piece of wood to hopefully redirect our oil into the drain, our drain pan. And let's see, 12 millimeter socket. Now I know this drain plug comes off because I have changed this oil several times. And I also have the AMSOIL Quick Shot in my gas cans that I refill the splitter and the lawnmower with. So this is already mixed in. You mix it to the ratio that it tells you to, how many gallons of gas you have, and they have convenient markings here so that you can look and say, well, I'm putting 4 gallons or 5 gallons, 6 gallons, and fill it, pour it out till you get to that marking. So this is already in the tank, in the lawnmower and the splitter. Making a mess here because of that bar in the way. And then right here, just up from the drain plug, is where we fill it. And we have a marking right there, and that's where it will be full. That's our fill mark. So we'll use our funnel, clean that out. All right, now that the oil is drained out, put the plug back in, making sure that the washer is present. Actually, I know I didn't do it right. We want to have clean mating surfaces for our bolt, our metal gasket, and the engine block. So now that that's all clean, put that back in. If you do use power tools, I suggest be very careful and use hand tools when you tighten things back up. We're just going to snug it. It's all aluminum block, as well as the plug. All it's doing is holding oil in, so it doesn't need to be too tight. We have our clean funnel, and right here we have a sticker use, this is a Honda GCV 160. It says use SAE 10W30 oil, 18.5 ounce capacity. So it's right there on a sticker above the fill port. And we'll fill our measuring device back up. 8 ounces. Ounces. And now 2.5. If I can remember right, you're supposed to thread it all the way in and then pull it out to check the oil level. I always like to check it 2 times. There we go. Engine oil changed. Good for 200 hours, up to 200 hours with this oil. I don't have an hour meter, so I'll probably change it quite sooner than 200 hours, but it's well protected now. I also have AMSOIL ATF for the hydraulic fluid and a Donaldson filter that I was also able to purchase through AMSOIL. Please go to theindependenttinker.shopamsoil.com, which is in the link below, and please consider becoming a preferred customer. Very great many perks available to you, and we'll catch you next time on The Independent Tinker.